All right.
Yeah.
Hooray! I'm doing all the intros this week. My name is welcome to the Not So Peter Lowe update.
I just like the
today,
silence of waiting to see who's going to talk first, and it's always Peter.
I can't take it. Just silence.
Peter, you're like a piece of hay in the wind. You're just you break so fast. You're like.
I mean, but also I've got to say that you guys are not like on top form this week.
What?
No.
I'm going to keep saying that. That's my excuse anyway. We're going to be talking today about so there's an article in The Guardian where Netflix have been advertising a job for AI, an AI-related job for up to $900,000 a year. And what the implications are that in the middle of a Hollywood strike, which is affecting the entire world. So kind of some interesting implications. I get caught out as being not maybe confused, not quite a hypocrite, but like saying two different things. Mike trips me up. So look forward to that. Also, click subscribe. Come and join us on Discord. We love you all, or don't. But enjoy the episode.
I'm a bit disappointed. I'm disappointed in the world. Yeah. I'm disappointed in the world because Netflix. Whew. You know, I used to say Netflix was the answer to the next generation of television. Now, I'm not so sure anymore.
I feel like I should have gone to you with a one shot and be playing like violin music in the background.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you got more to say, John? Could we keep this rolling?
Oh yeah.
yeah. Go on. Let's see some deep thoughts from John.
Oh, Netflix. You remember when Netflix first changed to the digital model? They were, because Netflix originally was a on-demand DVD service and brink of extinction, just like Blockbuster. They were like, we're pivoting, we're going digital. And not only did they pivot, but they also started dropping their own shows, full seasons. And it was like a new craze. It was this
revolutionary.
It was revolutionary. It really was. Where TV had a hold on society of weekly episodes. This was the system and no one broke the system. Yeah. Maybe you got a 2-part finale or a 2-part pilot, but it was always one episode a week. This was how it worked.
They broke the rules, man.
They were disruptors. And they disrupted the industry.
Destroyed. Well, they probably were destroying Blockbuster before that. It was probably the mail, DVD by mail.
Yeah.
Maybe the streaming was the nail in the coffin, but
yeah. So it was so groundbreaking to get these crunch shows, these binge shows, right? Like binge watching shows all of a sudden became a thing, and they were able to coin on it.
And episodes with different lengths that just fit the episode.
Everything was so new. It was so refreshing. It was new TV all of a sudden. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a huge TV guy. Mm-hmm. I love television.
Yeah, we did know that.
Love it.
I mean, we know you. We knew that.
If there's a new show and it's good, I've seen it.
Okay? So where are they going wrong?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Password sharing on Netflix was like a thing, right? Like we were supposed to be able to share with family members and friends. Like it was just okay to do that. Like it was just an okay thing. They made so much fucking money off of these franchises. It's not like an extra 2 or 3 eyes on a show were going to stop them. And now they crack down on passwords. And this is why I'm disappointed in society, because boosted signups.
Yeah.
Exactly what we said it shouldn't do. Well, you guys showed your bellies.
Heavy on the weed there.
Yeah, I knew it was going to. This is no surprise at all to me.
Standing strong, You showed your bellies. You lied on your back.
Buddy, mate, I
What are you
love you,
talking
but I just, here's the thing. I just think that you're saying we were supposed to be able to share passwords. I don't know if that ever really was
You
the
were the
case.
chosen one.
Yeah, I
You're
don't know
supposed to defeat the Sith, not join them. I could actually do
It
the
was-
whole thing, but
yeah.
I hate you. You were my brother, Anakin. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay, all right. Jesus Christ! You can go and get your lightsaber. We'll carry on without you. It's fine. I kind of feel like it's sort of fair for them to be charging for the service that people are using. I don't really have a problem with it, to be honest. I kind of liked it when it was nice and family friendly, not family friendly, like friendly service that was kind of turning a blind eye.
It was like cute, yeah.
Yeah, but the fact if they said, actually we want people to pay. Oh, okay, fair enough. We had a nice ride.
All that build up, I'm surprised that was the piece that John had the biggest issue with. It's like, oh, they're gonna make us pay for it now. Ugh.
The thing that makes me depressed about this is that there's a Hollywood strike going on at the moment where actors and script writers are going on, and I know it's an international ramifications. Like the media industry in the UK has ground to a halt. Like tons of productions have just stopped recording.
Oh, we're gonna be in a fucking desert a year from now.
Yeah,
right. There is no content. We're already, the tap is already running dry. You guys,
and so Netflix advertising a role of up to $900,000, which some people might say, oh yeah, but that's the top end. But it starts at $300,000. It's $300,000 to $900,000 for this role.
But I just want to point something out before we think that this is absurd. It is an absurd amount of money. I agree. Netflix is known. This is objectively the truth.
They do pay a lot.
Pay the most money for their engineers. And the reason they do that is because Netflix offers only cash options. You cannot get stock at Netflix. So instead they make up for that by giving you a lot of money in pay. And also they only hire seniors. You can't start your career at Netflix.
Yeah,
so
they pay a lot of money. They pay a lot of money. It's good. The thing that depresses me about this whole thing is that creative people are going to be put out of work.
Yeah.
Like as a direct result of this.
Yep.
And I feel like
I'm not sure that's true. And that's part of the problem I have with this article. Okay. The writers initially, now actors, are frustrated because they're getting not paid based on the Netflix model. Royalty rates are very low. The threat of AI looming, like they want to make sure they have good contracts. The framing of this article tries to play into that. And yes, it's true. There's a juxtaposition between, well, why is Netflix not willing to pay writers, but they're willing to pay for roles like this? But when you look at the role, it's a machine learning role in product management. So this seems much more likely to me a role that's designed around the recommendation system or UI design or something like that than generative AI on the content side. So 100% that is a risk to the writers. And yes, I'm sure Netflix is pursuing that. I think this article is slightly misrepresenting the case.
All right, fair enough. Product manager, machine learning platform. Machine learning platform provides the foundation of all of this innovation, optimizing payment processing and other revenue-focused initiatives. Yeah. Personalization for members. Okay.
It's definitely going to make money. It definitely belies where the priorities of Netflix are. And yes, they should prioritize paying the creators, paying the actors, paying the writers more.
They do have a ton of jobs open.
Kind of a separate issue.
Yeah. I suppose I was kind of being fairly reactive there. But really, I suppose I'm just sad about the whole Hollywood strike happening in the first place because they're being treated so poorly. And when there's I did the typical overreaction thing, internet overreaction thing.
That said, there is a huge risk. And I brought up before the show, I had recently watched I mean, Black Mirror is kind of known for like this almost predictive, like, oh my God, that's in the process of happening right now. But season 6, episode 1 was called Joan is Awful. And to me, it represents exactly what is happening, is going to happen. And in the context of the writer's strike, like, I feel like it couldn't have been more prescient.
So what happened in Joan is Awful?
So the idea is
spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, huge spoilers.
Okay.
The main character, Joan, sits down to watch Netflix, and she's a show called Joan is Awful. That ends up being essentially her life one day delayed.
Yeah.
And then a show about her show being one day delayed gets looped in, and it just keeps in the show. And you find out. And go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, you find out that the one Joan you've been watching is actually also
not
delayed,
the original
right?
Joan.
Like, it's not the original Joan. Yeah.
And
okay, that's the real spoiler, because all the rest of it was in the trailer. But yeah,
turns out a streaming service that's definitely not Netflix is AI generating hyper personalized content for each subscriber based on this model on a one-day delay. And you've signed away your rights in the terms of service, and the actors have signed away the rights to the likenesses of the people who are playing the people, and everything's generated by the supercomputer. And like, that's where we're headed. There's no question in my mind.
The funny thing is, right, that I feel like this episode is actually sort of a good example of why AI will never, well, not never, but like it's going to be very hard for AI to truly replace true creativity.
I'm shocked to hear you say that. Let's hear it.
I don't think AI could write this episode. I think only Charlie Brooker could have written this episode, or whoever he wrote it with. Like, coming up with the sort of...
This is a normal concept. This is this isn't an original... A story within a story within a story, where you get bamboozled into thinking that the middle line is actually the first line, is not unusual. Like, this isn't new stuff. It's a bit obscure, sure, but literally Inception did this, right? And before Inception, there was other content like this that I can't think of right
for
now,
me, that wasn't the part of the story. That really was the most shocking. It was just the idea of real-time generation of AI content,
right,
by the streaming service. I'm shocked to hear you take that position, though, Peter, because generally you go to, well, maybe AI is not there today, but it's just going to be better and better. It's in preschool. Wait until it graduates college.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I think that at some point
needs soul, you know? So like, if these artists aren't artists and it's just a fucking computer who's copying actual artists, feels like we've kind of lost it.
It's a good point, Mike. I'm kind of like contradicting myself. I think maybe it's to do with, I don't know, like the fact that Black Mirror seems to be so unique and it's so well timed, and there's a lot of other aspects. But then if an AI was trying to judge all that, I don't know. Maybe AI will grow up to be able to replace this, to write this kind of stuff for us. And if it does, I suppose my original point, one of my other points of like, does it matter then at that point? Would that be okay if you could have AI write Black Mirror instead of Charlie Brooker? Yeah, if Charlie Brooker could just like be, oh fuck it, it's cool. Someone else is going to write this for me, and just live on a beach.
And the money's going to go into the company that's definitely not Netflix's pockets.
Well, who cares if it's Netflix or not? I mean, if the money, like we've still got the creation itself, right?
I'll tell you what, Peter.
Okay, Sorry.
I was just going to say, I will accept the replacement of all of these creatives and all of these employees when UBI is in place that can cover a comfortable living.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
100%.
Oh, anyway, I've vowed never to make any predictions ever again. So for that, I'm not going to predict what's going to happen.
I stand by my prediction that we are all doomed.
Doomed. Okay. But we have content to watch as we were doomed.